Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be doing a very loose sketchbook rose with a little bit of pen and or ink and watercolor. So for this we're going to be using 24 karat gold, a little bit of olive metallic. For the accent green we're going to be using fern, and probably I would say, let's use holly berry and some pink lily. So a really bright pink. This is Honey Pot from Jack's Watercolor. It's really beautiful, light, fast, no fillers, all pure pigment. And holiday berry, love that. So berry color, a pink color, a green, and two metallics. And that's what we're going to do for our beautiful loose floral in our watercolor sketchbook. This is going to be a really fun exercise because I love doing these loose florals. They're so relaxing, and they are a great way just to loosen up, you know, and enjoy having some fun with your watercolor. For brushes, I'm going to be using a size 8 dagger brush, and probably a size 12 angular shader is always good to have on hand as well. You can also keep pointed rounds, are great to have on hand if you like to use those. This is a great one by Princeton as well. So I have a lot of different brushes that I keep on hand. You also need a waterproof ink pen, so you can use, like, you know, one of these. You can use a waterproof ink, like marker pen, whatever it is that does well for you and that you find easy, you know, to use. These are really great, these double-sided markers. They're also wonderful to use, but we want something waterproof. I mean, if it's not waterproof, you could use a pencil or some graphite too, but I like to have the sketch lines on there. So for this, I think it's really dramatic and it's going to look really, really fun. I'm using a 100% cotton sketchbook. I love this sketchbook paper. I think it's amazing. It's got just a little bit of roughness. It's 300 GSM, very good weight, and it absorbs the watercolor so well. So it works with the Jack's Watercolor very, very well. I also have some clean water on hand and some kitchen towel. All right, let's get started, shall we? All right, let's get started. So this is always a fun part because we're going to just do a very sketchy, like, rose, right, and petals. And the more loose the sketch, the better this will turn out for sure. So don't be too tight-handed. So I'm going to make sure my pens are working here. I want to see. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to be as loose as I possibly can with this, starting out with probably my rose, because we want the rose petals to be over the stem and over the leaves in some cases. So by starting with like some really just random sketches, let's just get crazy and develop something that looks like a rose. The looser the better. Don't tie yourself too much into the drawing. You can get, you know, if you want, you can get a lot more specific with the petals, but I find that the looser the sketch, the more interesting, you know, the whole thing is. So just don't tie yourself into the drawing too much. Otherwise, ultimately, it'll just be too tight. Then for the stem, we want multiple sketching going on because we just don't want it to look too tight, you know? And then for our leaves, maybe we'll just put in just a few and do them very angular. Very, very sketchy, not just one line. If you notice, the best thing is to just come off of this with multiple lines and make it more and more sketchy. That's my puppy over here. She always feels like whatever's going on with her is more important than whatever's going on with anybody else. But that's my husky. That's how she is, but she's lovely. Okay, so I filled the paper. I've got lots going on. I think even like we could even go ahead and add some leaf shapes over here, just in layers, you know? That would be fun. Okay, let's go from there, shall we? And see where we land. This is my favorite part. This is where we get to play with splashes of color. I find that the bigger the brush, the better. For this, I'm going to be using the Portman Dagger 8. If I feel like it's just not even giving me enough color and water, then I can always switch to a larger one. Let's just take some color right out of our honey pot, dip this in water, and we're just going to start from the center, just throwing some really big color on this baby. And we want some saturated color, but we also want water and some dry brushing. So I find that the more we kind of like give it different layers of color and texture, the better off this is going to look. So see how I'm just kind of evolving it out and giving it a lot, right? I'm also going to take a second color now while it's still wet, and we're going to use the berry. And I'm going to give it some of that berry in the center. Now, all of the sketchiness is what really makes this work, because we didn't have to use our watercolor skills to make a perfect rose. We've actually got the sketch carrying a lot of that form, right? So I can sit here and play with angles and play with shapes and play with color, because our sketch is carrying the design for us. And that's why I really love this type of style. I think it's so much fun to do, because you actually can see what's going on here, and you know what it is because the sketch does it for you, you know? Okay, I'm leaving the center right now. I actually think I'm probably just going to let some of this bleed on into there. And I'm even going to partially dry some of that outside. Now let's go here with some of the greens and start having fun. So I'm just going to take the fern, which is just the basic green color, and I'm going to bring that up and paint the stem. Now I'm going to let some of the fern bleed into this color because I want this to maintain a very loose feel. And I'm using just color right out of the honey pot. Using the side of my dagger brush to bring those leaf shapes to life. And like again, because we have that rough sketch there, it's the randomness of the sketch that really does bring a lot of energy to this, you know? Like I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna give it a little bit more green in areas because I want that texture. I really, really want to tell this story and have the eye going around, you know, looking. And then we also want some kind of blurriness in the background, because this isn't, you know, in nature, it's just like not a rose just on one background, right? So maybe we can start by just kind of giving it a little lighter green kind of backfill on our pages. kind of really pretty. Now let's take our olive, and before our leaves are dry, we're going to go over those leaves with our olive. Now you can do it in several different ways. You can just, add some splashes of this beautiful metallic just right over the leaf. Or you could, add a little bit of line work to it. For this particular drawing, I just want it as loose as possible because I want to have fun, I just want to play. So I'm maybe exaggerating my leaf shapes, giving it, some really, really big, beautiful dollops of color, and just making it art. We'll just add some onto the stem. Beautiful. Now I can take my brighter gold as well. This is the 24 karat. And we can just kind of top that in and let it evolve just in a few areas. We can also bring it into some of the curves of your petals of the flower. Just add some style lines, a little glaze of gold. So pretty. Now we're going to attempt to do some stuff in the center. So in the center, maybe we'll go a little darker. So we'll just use like our darker shadow color and just add a couple of little dollops like that. Now we don't want it all to take over the center. We want to have that light remaining as well, because if it just is just solid color, it won't tell the story as nicely. So keep an eye on it, put it in some areas that are already, kind of dry, and keep it loose. Don't try to place it, so perfectly, and watch as it evolves. So like if some of these areas are just too wet, go ahead and dry them, because you can dry them off, let this set, and then go back in and add a few more, once it's really, really dry. And that will really help. You can also dry your brush off, take some of the color and just kind of put it right in there. And that will help to get the control as well. There we go. You can also go back in after it's all dry and add gold to the center if you want just a little bit of light. But isn't this just gorgeous? I mean, what a quick, easy way to get a beautiful floral and to capture a moment, And I actually love just even continuing to add texture, I think that's always, always fun. And this, by the way, took us all of like 7 minutes to do, and it's just such a fun project and something that I think you can do with your family. You can do it with people who are not perfect at watercolor, and that's just fine. I love projects like this. All right, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you so much for watching and being here.